So let's rank all the films I watched for the first time ever for the month of November 2021. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I'm bringing to you the first of two rankings, which will be for my November watches. First, I'm going to do the first time watches. I watched 25 flicks for the first time ever this month. Now, there's some I kind of did get to see, but I didn't get to see all of them, all of the movie a long time ago. So bear with me, and I hope you'll have a little bit of a fabulous time in watching this ranking, okay? Okay, that about covers it. So now, if you're ready, let's get into this. And I'm going to go rapid fire here, so you're not going to get to see my face, though, unfortunately, because this is 25 flicks, so I'm going to try and go as rapid fire as I can, alright? Just like I did with my spooktacular rewatches and what have you not so long ago that I did. Alright, so I apologize, but I'm going to give this to you quickly. So, if you're ready, sit back, relax, and here we go. Coming in at number 25 is Get 'Em to the Greek from 2010. Now, this is, of course, considered the sequel to Forgetting Sarah Marshall. This is okay, but it's not that great. I mean, Jonah Hill's not too bad. I mean, we get to see some others, and Russell Brand is completely a total nut like he was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. But anyway, I watched this for free on Peacock. This is an okay movie. It's not really that great, so... But anyway, and also I watched the theatrical cut since that's what Peacock had. Anyway, it did have a few funny moments. I liked a little bit of some of the things. And number 24 is the brand new Home Sweet Home Alone, which came on Disney Plus this month. Now, I kind of went into this with mixed likings, and this is alright. It's kind of a mixed bag for me, and if you haven't seen my spoiler-free review of it, check it out. This film is reasonable. I mean, it is kind of a rehashing of the original, but with a different kid. Gets left behind as his parents are gone, but to Tokyo, and this married couple's the burglars after a priceless heirloom. But anyway, the traps I think were reasonable and what have you. I mean, almost looked like a rehash of some of the traps, but not all of them though. But anyway, this film's still okay. I probably might consider this another one-time watch, but I doubt it though. This film's still okay. Number 23 is Freebirds from 2013. Now, I kind of turned this down because I didn't think this would be that good at all. This is an okay animated movie. It does have a pretty good cast, and it's about these two turkeys that time travel, going back to the first Thanksgiving or something like that. But anyway, it just takes a real direct turn for the worst, and well, I think you know the rest and what have you if you've seen this. Maybe I will review this sometime. I can't guarantee you that though. But Freebirds, I consider this to be okay. Number 22 is Woodpecker from 2017. Now, I watched this after I watched Freebirds on Netflix. This is a direct-to-video title. This film's turned out to be a little bit funny as I could imagine. I didn't want this to be high or else I would get controversy and what have you. But anyway, this film is pretty funny. It's not quite that great though, but at least it has its moments and what have you. The guy who voiced Woody isn't too bad. Not quite as good as the others, but still pretty funny. I do like the kid from this movie, plus some of the kids he gets to meet. I especially like when Woody becomes his friend, and well, it was really funny in some ways. Maybe give this a one-time watch. I might review this sometime down the road. Number 21 is A Million Ways to Die in the West from 2014. And this, of course, was an odd choice. I kind of turned this down. But since it was on Peacock, and well, during my last time of having premium, I thought I'd give it a watch. And well, it's reasonable. It's still got the same crazy humor you'd get from the movie star, Seth MacFarlane, the man who brought us Family Guy and Ted. He was still pretty funny in some ways. Liam Neeson was pretty good, and I liked Charlize Theron as well. Not too bad of a movie, but I can't believe the closing song this was done by a certain Alan Jackson. That was a big surprise, and it didn't quite sound much like him, to be honest, but it was. So, this film's kind of pretty funny, though. Coming in at number 20 is Ginger Snaps Back at the Beginning from 2004. This, of course, is a prequel to the two Ginger Snaps movies, which those I've watched as well. You'll see where those, well, Will and myself will know where those movies wind up later on this ranking. This film is kind of the weakest one, in my opinion, but you don't have to take my word for it. I'm sure a lot of you horror fanatics like this. I do say it's a pretty good prequel. I mean, we got the same two actresses back playing the main characters. So, anyway, but it takes place long ago. And I must say, Ginger Snaps Back the Beginning, it's a pretty good werewolf film. I still think the first two were even better. Coming in at number 19 is My Girl 2 from 1994. Well, I seem to recall seeing a bit of this, but that was a long time ago. After watching this, I realized I hadn't seen all of it. My Girl 2 is a little underrated in YBN, and while it didn't do as well as its predecessor, it's still okay in ways. I do like its setting and what have you, and still having to feel like the original, but anyway. Anna Klumsky once again does a great job as Veda. And we still got Dan Aykroyd and Jamie Lee Curtis back. We don't get to see him a whole lot, though. But we also have Richard Masur back in this. Really good. Well, and the new guy that Veda meets isn't too bad either. And his mom's not too bad either. So, My Girl 2 is alright, but it's not as good as the first one. But you don't have to take my word for it. I'll probably review this down the road as well. Coming in at number 18 is Robin Hood from 2010. Now, this, of course, is the Ridley Scott movie with Russell Crowe in the title role. And he's not too bad. It was turned out to be more different than what I expected. But overall, it's reasonably good in ways. And anyway, I'd much rather rewatch this over the 2018 version, which was alright, but not good, though. But this was pretty action-packed. I mean, I wish that it could have had a little bit of something to or made it better or what have you. I have to review this and tell you why and all that stuff. But still, it's got a pretty good performance of Russell Crowe. It's not too bad. Kate Blanchett's in this. She's not too bad either. So, Robin Hood 2010, not bad. Coming in at number 17 is Troll from 1986. Now, I kind of went into this with a little mixed expectations. This film's not bad. It is a cult classic. I like the way the troll and some of those other characters look. We had some special appearances from lots of people. Sonny Bono and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. The rest of the cast wasn't too bad. And the little girl in this wasn't too bad either. But anyway, pretty much of a haunting type flick. But with a PG-13 way. Coming in at number 16 is Robin Hood, Men in Tights from 1993. Now, I've seen bits and pieces of this film, but I don't seem to recall seeing the whole movie until I watched it on Tubi, and I gotta say, this film's absolutely funny. Not one of Mel Brooks' greatest, but it's still pretty funny. I like Carrie Elwes as Robin, and, well, everyone else wasn't too bad. Sheriff of Rhineham and Maid Marian, who was played by Amy Yazbek. Of course, you know who that woman is, the wife of the late great John Ritter. Yeah, not too bad. Most of those characters are pretty funny. Again, not one of Mel Brooks' greatest, but still, it's pretty hysterical. Coming in at number 15 is the newest MCU flick, Eternals. Yeah, I'm sorry this is low, but I had to put it low, considering it was getting not too good word of mouth and what have you since the day it came out. But I can understand everybody not being too thrilled with this. It is kind of mixed bag and what have you, but it was still good in some ways. I did have some issues with it. See my spoiler-free review if you if you'd like to know why. But it has a pretty good cast and what have you. Angelina Jolie was pretty good in this, I gotta say. Everyone else was pretty good too. Let's just hope for the best. The new Spider-Man No Way Home, which is opening next month, will hopefully be the recovery for the MCU. Coming in at number 14 is Dario Argento's Inferno from 1980. Now, I've kept telling my horror fanatics that I need to watch more of Argento's flicks, since I've only seen Suspiria, Deep Red, and The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. This was one of those. Another one, and there is another one, but that'll be come up later. The only one I just haven't yet to watch is Opera. But I watched this, and it was pretty good. It is pretty freaky in ways, just like what you could expect from any Dario Argento flick. But it really does have a bit of good blood and what have you. Yeah, you guys see this if you haven't. Inferno's pretty good. Coming in at number 13 is Army of Thieves. Now, this, of course, is the prequel to Army of the Dead, which came on Netflix this past summer. And this film isn't too bad. I mean, I appreciate them doing a prequel to it. And, well, now I know how it all got to going for the recent Zack Snyder flick. I must say, it's pretty good. I look forward to what they've got coming up next for this new series of Zack Snyder's of the Dead, you know. But it's a pretty good Netflix movie. Coming in at number 12 is another Netflix film, and that was Red Notice. Now, this film unfortunately got a lot of dissing and what have you, but I managed to defend this in ways. If you haven't seen my spoiler-free review of this, you gotta check it out. Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds put on one heck of a team in their performances. Gal Gadot was real good too. I mean, if you've not seen this movie, you gotta give it a try. I mean, if you don't like it, well, then I understand. But you might get a kick out of it. It did have a few, downsides and what have you. Again, watch my spoiler-free review if you haven't, you'll know why. But Red Notice is still pretty good. Coming in at number 11 is Cowboys and Aliens from 2011. Now, I had been wanting to see this flick for some time. Directed by Jon Favreau after he did the first two installments of Iron Man, he teams up with Daniel Craig, Harrison Ford, and Olivia Wilde for this sci-fi western. I gotta say, this film's pretty cool. It's underrated in my opinion, but still, I'm gonna say I like it for what it was. But it does have a few things that I think, well, I won't say it. When I review this film, you'll find out. But anyway, Cowboys and Aliens, it's a pretty cool movie. Coming in at number 10 is Annie, a Royal Adventure from 1995. Now, I seem to recall I've seen some bits and pieces of this one. This, of course, was a direct-to-TV follow-up to the 1982 movie. While it's not really a musical like its predecessor, it's pretty fun in ways. I do like Ashley Johnson's performance of Annie. Everyone else wasn't too bad, and Joan Collins as the bad villainess and what have you, I gotta say, really something. I really like this movie. I think I'll review this sometime down the road. Annie, a Royal Adventure, it's a pretty fun movie. I think your whole family or your kids will enjoy it. Coming in at number 9 is Dario Argento's Phenomena from 1985. Now, this is a film I've been telling my horror friends I need to watch. And, well, I finally did. I watched it on Tubi. And this was what I watched a few days after I watched Inferno. Phenomena is definitely one pretty cool movie. It stars a young Jennifer Connelly, really something, and Donald Pleasance is in this. He was really good too. I like the way how this gal contacts with the insects and what have you. That's Connelly's character. I mean, it's pretty good. This is another great film Argento brought to us. I gotta review this one too down the road. Coming in at number 8 is House of Gucci, which recently came to theaters. Now, I gotta say, this was pretty good. Directed by Ridley Scott, which this did much better than his previous film, which of course was The Last Duel, with a pretty good cast that includes Lady Gaga, plus Adam Driver, who also appeared in The Last Duel, plus Al Pacino, and Jeremy Irons, and even Jared Leto. This film's pretty good. I've read I read some critics did like, some didn't, but some surviving members of the Gucci family were not impressed with this. But hey, I can understand. But even so, House of Gucci, it's a pretty good movie. You ought to check out while you still can and what have you. If you haven't seen my spoiler-free review of this, check it out. And number 7 is 12 Years a Slave from 2013. This unexpected Academy Award winner of a flick for Best Picture proved to be pretty good. I liked the setting and what have you, and of course I do believe it's based on an actual true story. It features Chiwetel Ejiofor, plus it also has Brad Pitt, Michael Fassbender, and even Benedict Cumberbatch, who of course he and Ejiofor would later reteam for Doctor Strange 3 years later. Anyway, I think this was a pretty good film. If you haven't seen this, you might want to give it a shot. I might review this maybe next year. Anyway, 12 Years a Slave. It's pretty good. Coming in at number 6 is Ginger Snaps Unleashed, aka Ginger Snaps 2. Now, watching this after I watched the first film, which is still to come on the ranking, this film's pretty cool. I like the hospital setting. I liked how it turns out to be pretty darn scary, and, well, I must say, it's pretty cool. I mean, this is another great horror flick that takes place in a hospital, and what can I say? I think Ginger Snaps 2 is very good. This is another good werewolf film. I believe I enjoyed this. This came out in 2004, the same year as the beginning did, but I didn't bring that up. So anyway, yeah, Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed, it's pretty good. Coming in at number 5 is Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is also now playing in theaters. This film's pretty cool. I mean, this was a bit of a redemption in ways despite the backlash, the reboot with the girls did alright, well, God, back in 2016. But this, of course, is a real continuation to the first two. I really like this. If you haven't seen my spoiler-free review of this, check it out. It's got a pretty good cast. McKenna Grace is probably my favorite member of this cast. She's pretty good. Finn Wolfhard's pretty good, too. Paul Rudd isn't too bad either. But anyway, we do get the rest of the surviving cast of the original Ghostbusters. I gotta say, Ghostbusters Afterlife, it's awesome. Coming in at number 4 is the Sugarland Express from 1974. Now, this film is Steven Spielberg's first ever theatrical film directorial debut. Although it's his third film overall, but it's his first to be released theatrically. Anyway, this stars Goldie Hawn in her first dramatic role after she'd been making us laugh for these last few years. This, of course, is based on the true story of a woman who apparently goes out on the road and gets this cop to take her to retrieve her son before he gets adopted. I might review this sometime down the road, but anyway, this is pretty good, and this came out even before Jaws. I said this was from 74, and it was from Universal, the same studio that did Jaws. So you might want to check out the Sugarland Express. The film's actually on Tubi. It hasn't expired, though, so if you're on Tubi, check this movie out. Number 3 is Ginger Snaps from 2000. Very good werewolf movie. I forgot to mention the stars' names. Catherine Isabel and Emily Perkins. They're both pretty good in this. This was what started off a really good werewolf series. Now, please don't feel too bad, as I know a certain friend of mine wants me to see another werewolf film, but I'm going to try and get it on DVD, although I may have to get a Blu-ray with that, because it's the only one I can find. But anyway, I watched all 3 Ginger Snaps films on Tubi, and, they're all awesome. But this one just took the cake. I gotta say, Ginger Snaps, pretty scary and pretty darn good. And now for the final 2. This was a tough decision, so bear with me, okay? Coming in at number 2 is Zack Snyder's Justice League, which came out earlier this year on HBO Max. Unfortunately, it didn't have the service. I had wished it would come to physical media, and it did just recently. And I got it on DVD. If you haven't seen my spoiler-free review of that, you might want to check it out. This is much better than the original cut we got, but it's pretty darn awesome. It may be in 2 parts, but awesome. It was great to see Darkseid in this. To saw this well. Anyway, much better. Still got the same characters we remember from the original cut. Zack Snyder's Justice League is definitely a great movie. Maybe not one of the best of the DCEU, but still awesome. Number 1 is Encanto, the newest Disney anime feature. Their 60th. Can you believe it? Yeah, like I said, this was a tough decision to make, but Encanto really did well, and I saw my spoiler-free reviews done pretty well as too. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out. I really loved this film. This is definitely another great film. The cast is absolutely great. The characters are really good. I just gotta say, it was a colorful experience. Again, check out my spoiler-free review if you haven't. But anyway, Encanto, it's definitely my top first-time watch of November 2021. And there you have it, my friends and fellow YouTubers. My first-time watches for November 2021. So what did you think of this ranking? Which film did you like seeing on this ranking? You can tell me in the comments section below. You can tell me what some of your first-time watches were if you like. But if you don't want to, that's understandable. Alright? But anyway, if you like this video, click the like button. You can, again, comment on this video if you like. Tell me which movies you liked and what have you on this ranking. Whatever. You do whatever you think you want to do. Anyway, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you my schedule for December 2021. And after that, you will get my November rewatches ranking, alright? Good. Okay, thanks for watching. And if you like this, check out my reviews for, well, some of the flicks I had just talked about. 3 of them. The upper left-hand corner is the spoiler-free review I did for Encanto. The upper right-hand corner is the spoiler-free review I did for Zack Snyder's Justice League. And the bottom left-hand corner is the spoiler-free review I did for Ghostbusters Afterlife. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.